Welcome to AI Explains. Today we're doing a deep dive into LLaMA, which is the new set of models from Meta AI. And honestly, it feels like we're at this turning point where the whole story around AI is changing. For so long it's been bigger is better, just build a bigger brain. LLaMA sort of just flips the table on all of that.
It really does. I mean, the dogma for the last few years was simple. You want a smarter AI, you add more parameters, make the brain bigger.
Right.
But LLaMA comes along and says, hang on, what if we've been under-training these models? What if the brain size isn't the problem?
Okay, so let's frame this. I think an analogy might help, especially if you're, new to this. Imagine you have two students. Student A is a certified genius. Massive brain, can absorb anything. But they only study for like one night before the big exam.
Okay.
Then you have student B, just, a normal student. But they live in the library for months. They read every single book over and over again. Who gets the better grade?
And in this case, student B just crushes the exam. That's LLaMA. That's the whole idea. We've all been focused on student A, on GPT-3 with its, 175 billion parameters? It's just huge.
A giant.
A giant. But Meta is showing that their smaller model, LLaMA 13B, which only has 13 billion parameters.
Wait, only 13, so that's more than 10 times smaller.
10 times smaller.
Okay.
And it's outperforming GPT-3 on most of the standard benchmarks.
Wow, so that's the David versus Goliath story right there. What's the secret sauce? Just more reading.
That's basically it. It boils down to the training data, or the tokens. LLaMA was trained on 1.4 trillion tokens.
1.4 trillion.
So while the giants were kind of skimming the material, LLaMA was just relentlessly drilled on it. It proves it's not just about the size of the brain, but about how hard you study.
And what was it studying? I heard this part is different too. Usually this stuff is like a secret recipe.
But this is, for me, maybe the most important part for researchers. It was trained only on public data.
Publicly available.
Yep. So we're talking about things like Common Crawl, Wikipedia, and something like 20 languages, all of GitHub for Code, Stack Exchange.
Okay, so question and answer sites.
Exactly. And books from Project Gutenberg, scientific papers from arXiv. It's all stuff you or I could go and download.
So no secret proprietary Facebook or Instagram user data?
None of it. Which is huge because it helps solve this reproducibility problem in AI. If the data is a black box, no one can check your work.
But with this, they're basically handing over the ingredient list.
Exactly. It democratizes the whole field in a way we haven't seen from the other big labs.
And that democratization, it extends to actually using the model, right? This is the part that got me really excited.
Oh, absolutely. It changes the whole game.
Yeah.
Because the 13 billion parameter model is so, quote-unquote, small, you don't need a server farm to run it.
Don't tell me I can run it on my laptop.
Not quite a laptop, but you can run it on a single high-end graphics card, a single GPU.
That's insane. So a university student, a hobbyist,
Yeah.
they can now have a GPT-3 level model running on their gaming PC.
That's exactly right.
Right.
But we do need to pump the brakes just a little bit here.
Okay. The watch out.
Yeah. I mean, just because it's small and efficient doesn't mean it's perfect.
Yeah.
It has all the same problems that other large language models have.
Since it was trained on the public internet, I'm guessing it also learned all the bad parts of the internet?
It definitely did. The paper is very clear about this. It still hallucinates.
Meaning it just makes stuff up.
Confidently makes things up, yeah. And even with filtering, it still reflects the biases it found in the data. Gender bias, religious bias, you name it. It can still generate toxic language.
So it's a brilliant student, but it picked up some really bad habits from hanging out in the internet's comment sections.
So that's a pretty good way to put it. It's a powerful research tool, but it's not a finished product you'd want talking to customers.
Got it. So wrapping up, the big takeaway is you don't need the biggest model to be the smartest. Better training on good data can beat sheer size. Efficiency is the new scale.
It completely shifts the focus from who has the most compute to who has the smartest training methods.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to chew on. If we can fit this kind of intelligence onto a single computer chip today, how long until it fits on a smartphone chip? What happens when everyone is carrying around a super genius in their pocket, completely offline?
That is a world-changing question.
Keep exploring.